All right, hello, welcome back. We are here once again to go again with some more World Cup 2026 predictions. I will admit I'm starting to feel a little burnt out from doing these. It is already 10 past 3 in the afternoon, and this is the first one I've recorded today. I don't know if I'm going to get the plan that I had planned done today because I've got my plan was to record six, so I was ahead of the curve for the last group stage days. I don't know if I want to be honest. I do quite like doing these, but it just feels like I'm piling a lot in. I'm not getting really much to do with the rest of my days off, but we'll see. I might go out and then come back and then do them tonight, although I would miss actual World Cup games, but there's none I'm interested in tonight anyway, too much. So I will see. I'm going to try to record as many as I feel like. I'm not going to push myself to over record because then I'm not having fun with the predictions, and I want to be having fun. So we've got Uruguay versus Cabo Verde today. I believe this is Group H. Just do a bit of research here as usual. I know we've already been through like a group match day and we're on a second match day, but I still don't remember all the groups. It is Group H though. I don't remember all the groups off the top of my head. There's 48 teams, man. I don't remember them all. All right, it's hard to track them all. Right. Before we do anything as well, if this is your first time watching one of these, there is a full playlist of the rest of them. If you don't know already, you'll know now. Settings check. 10-minute halves, legendary difficulty, competitor mode on, player based difficulty on. We've got the Nike Flight CSL ball for the whole of match day 2, and then we will switch it up for match day 3. Match intro is always on. The stadium has got to be an American slash Canadian stadium, so we can't use that one. We'll go to Dignity Health Sports Park for this one. I believe the game is taking place at 11 p.m., so we'll go 6 p.m. American time, so it's kind of like 5 hours behind. Fully clear weather for this one, and the pitch grass colour type thing is bright green just because it's the World Cup and want the pitches to look their best, you know what I'm saying? So those are your settings as per usual. These are the teams. We have got Uruguay on the left and Cabo Verde on the right. Of course, historic result for Cabo Verde in real life and in game. Don't know how we managed to predict it exactly, but 0-0 in game and in real life. Cabo Verde have an outside chance of finding a way through to the round of 32, and I would bloody love it if they did, you know what I'm saying? So, the Uruguay team, we've got some highlight players in there. I'm going to read it all out because I've started reading the whole team out for some reason. It's become a thing. So, Rocher in goal, Oliveira and Varela as the fullbacks, Jimenez and Araujo as the centre backs, Ugarte and Valverde as the centre mids, Rodriguez off the left, Pelistri off the right, Darasqueta at cam, and then Nunez at striker. I don't know why I've started reading out the whole team sheet, but there's definitely a couple of game changers in that Uruguay squad that could push them on to qualification to the round of 32. They did beat Saudi Arabia in my simulation. In real life, they drew. But in my simulation, they did beat Saudi Arabia. For Cabo Verde, in goal, it's Vozinha. Obviously, he has gone from a few, I think it was like 50,000 or 5,000 followers on Instagram. He has blown up. Last checked, I think it was 10 million. I will check as we go into the game as well to see if he's got any more. But that's the power of the World Cup, and that's the power of having an insane performance against Spain. But he is in goal for Cabo Verde. Cabral and Pina, the full-backs. Lopez and Costa, the centre-backs. Duarte and Kevin Lanini, the CDMs. Semedo off the left. Mendes off the right. He's got the captain's armband. Arcanjo at cam, and then Livramento up top. Now, of course, no goals scored for Cabo Verde, but a point gained. Will they gain some more points here against Uruguay? Will they continue to upset this group and maybe find an unlikely, well, nearly impossible way through to the round of 32? It's a Dignity Health Sports Park, 10-minute half length, legendary difficulty, authentic game type, sunny conditions at 6 o'clock, and it is Uruguay versus Cabo Verde.
This is the kind of occasion we all relish as football fans.
My TV is
Non-stop
mad
hype
loud.
all week long, and now for the action.
Turn it down a wee bit.
Well, they say it never rains in Southern California. It's true today. A very pleasant day for football at Dignity Health Sports Park.
Here we go, more Group H action in the other simulation between Spain and Saudi Arabia. It was España that got their World Cup properly underway in the simulation with a 2-0 win. So they currently sit top of the group. A win for Uruguay would put them top on 6 points. A win for Cabo Verde, depending on the scoreline, could put them top, which would be absolutely stark raving bonkers. But never rule out anything in this World Cup. It's been insane so far. It's been a joy to watch. And it's actually been a joy to simulate as well. Don't get me wrong, I'm loving the World Cup simulations, but when it's 104 matches and I've set myself targets and I'm not meeting those targets, well, I'm still meeting them just now, but when I feel like I might not meet the targets, it's a lot more difficult. But we'll try and power on and we'll get to this. It's not like it's difficult. I'm literally watching a screen for 40 minutes while the game plays the game out, like the AI plays it out, but it's just I would like to do other things in my day. And maybe 6 matches was a bit overkill per day. 4 was fine. 6 might be that step too far. And over the weekend anyway, I won't have anywhere near as much time, so I'm going to have to try and squeeze it in when I can. Because obviously it's Father's Day weekend. Work's going to be horrific.
The opposition starting 11.
Yeah, it's the same formation, and I'd expect both teams to commit players forward. So the two holding midfielders.
The Cabo Verde starting 11, put out by Babista, who got a historic point against Spain. Will they be able to stop Uruguay in their tracks as well? I wouldn't rule it out, but I wouldn't be predicting it. I'm not going to be predicting it. What I do know is there's a slight kit clash here, but you can tell who's who just about. It's bright lights, but Uruguay going from left to right in the light blue, and Cabo Verde going from right to left in the white. And thankfully I'm not playing this game. At least the AI knows who's who, but it is a bit more of a kit clash than I anticipated. Although to be fair, I didn't pick the kits, the game picked these, so I'm not taking blame. Now, of course, Cabo Verde, crazy result. It's been talked about all week. It will continue to be talked about, especially if Spain don't make it. If Spain don't win the World Cup, they'll look back and say, well, maybe it was that point that Cabo Verde got past them. However, I think it might have been a fluke. And as much as I love the fact that Cabo Verde are pulling off shocks, I back Uruguay to win. And I'm going to say 2-0, I think. I know Uruguay didn't look $1 million against Saudi Arabia either. But I think they're going to take note from that performance and push on. And I think Cabo Verde, as much as they would love to pull off another shock, I don't think they'll be able to. I think the quality of Uruguay, especially in some situations like, mainly Federico Valverde, could be a game changer. And I just don't know if Cabo Verde will be able to deal with that. But of course, if they just play the ball around the back, 0-0, they don't have to worry. They're doing well right now, keeping a hold of the ball. As Willie Tomato runs down the left, cuts inside to De Roy Duarte, on one more time to Kevin Lanini. And they'll probably work their way back. Which is smart. Just play a bit of keep ball, get used to the game. Kind of just play yourself into it rather than rushing. There's no point in rushing this through, because if you rush, you'll make mistakes. Whereas if you play the ball around and find a space and just take your time, more chances here. Lanini, that could be a risky ball. Semedo does win it, but it's been headed to Darwin Nunez. De Roy Duarte gets in the way though. Yeah, this is kit clash. It's not, I mean, because it's not me playing, I'm not as bothered about it, but I don't know how it comes out on the screen. I think it's clear enough who's Uruguay and who's Cabo Verde. If it doesn't show, well, you know which ones. I say they kick it to the left and the right, but Cabo Verde has spent the first 12 minutes just passing it around the middle. It's cut out by Ugarte, now Valverde, and now Uruguay could punish with the right attack here. Palistri, Valverde, out wide to Varela, good run, good play inside here if he fancied it. I mean, I can tell the difference enough. Ball in is caught by Vozinha, aimed for Rodriguez. Of course, the social media superstar goalkeeper now has, well, put his name in a shining light, really. So fair fucks to him. Last I checked, he was at 10 million followers. I'm going to go have another little check because I'm curious. I did follow him as well. He's up to 13.4 million followers. And his Instagram post about the 0-0 between them and Spain, he's got 6.5 million likes. It's insanity. It's mental. It's also pretty cool too. It's really fucking cool, actually. Anywho, let's get on with what we're here for.
Good movement. A fine reading of the situation.
That is a prediction between Uruguay and Cabo Verde. He'll only gain more followers if the impossible happens again, which I'd respect, to be honest, but Palistri plays inside to Darwin, off to Darusqueta. There's the man himself with another cracking save. Vozinha equaling that shot there, equal to that shot, I should say, from the Arrasqueta, and it's still 0-0. The sun shining down is making Uruguay's kits look more white than light blue. I can kind of tell that. Valverde ball in towards Jimenez, and it's caught by the insane Cape Verde shot stopper. I will probably rotate between Cape Verde and Cabo Verde, but in the titles it'll be Cabo Verde because that's what they're called. I believe it's their native name. I'm just going with it. Like Ivory Coast, I've been putting in the title Côte d'Ivoire because that's their name. Bit of a stalemate as we go through the first half here, and it might be problematic for Uruguay because they desperately need to get away from Spain. Spain dropping points, Uruguay need to take advantage of that, but Cabo Verde making sure that they're going to not make it easy. They're going to make it a challenge here.
Costa with it.
I do have quite a lot of stuff to sort out today as well, and because it's 3:10 and it's the first match I've recorded, it might not be 6 games today. I will try. Thankfully, the World Cup matches that are on tonight are not ones I'm entirely interested in. Obviously, I've predicted them already. I believe it's Czechia and South Africa to kick off. We'll go back round to match day 2 now, starting today in real life. By the time this is uploaded, obviously, we'll be further on. I'm recording this on June 18th. I think it's going to be uploaded June 19th anyway, at around 11 PM. But yeah, we're just trying to get a gap here so I can double up on the final group match days. Hopefully, at least give myself a fighting chance to get them out 2 days before the kickoffs. And the reason they do that, for anyone interested, if it comes down to it, on the final group stage match day, they play at the same time, so there's no match fixing. There's no way of knowing who's going to get through. They can't, because in the past there's been match fixing in those certain situations where if you know what result you need or what result the other team needs, you can just kind of throw the game. So they've now commissioned it all to be played at the same time for each group on the final match day, which is understandable and valid, to be honest with you. So we'll see what happens there when we get to it. As usual, at the time of recording, I've still not done the bloody spreadsheet, and it was something I was going to get done tonight, but I might be recording tonight, I don't know. The day's kind of got away from me a little bit, I'll be honest with you. I stayed up quite late yesterday watching the... well, I started watching the Uzbekistan-Colombia match, fell asleep during it. It was about 4 o'clock, I think I fell asleep, and then I woke up about 9, and then fell back asleep till about 12. And then I got some food, and I've just been chilling, watching Netflix for a bit. Honestly, just to distance myself from the World Cup for a little bit, because it's kind of taken over. But we're getting into it now, and we're going to try and do 6. I will at least do 4. If I can do 6, though, the plan will stay on, and then tomorrow I just need to record 4 to wrap up match day 2. And then match day 3 will pose its own problems, because I'm working pretty much all weekend, with it being Father's Day weekend, like I said. So whether the 2-day before kickoff thing will continue to be the plan really depends on how much free time I want to devote to doing this if I'm not at work. Because the head chef's off this weekend, it's a madness, to be honest with you. Darwin Nunez tackled.
Yeah, you can see that they're a really well-coached side, can't you?
It's Thursday today, isn't it? I keep thinking it's Friday, I don't know why. It is Thursday though. So I'm actually not in work today. Which I knew anyway, but I'm just getting my days mixed up. It's all kind of blending into one. It's just been a possession battle this so far. We've had the one chance from Darasqueta, as well as a half-headed chance from, was it Araujo? No, it's Jimenez, sorry, Jimenez. I used one of the centre-backs, I just couldn't remember which one. But nothing crazy yet, nothing for Cabo Verde, which is probably what you'd expect, but Uruguay don't want to go down the same trap here as Spain, where they get held to a 0-0 draw. Obviously, if you're Cabo Verde as well, you kind of want to steal a goal and try and somehow get a win here, if you're going to make that unlikely journey to the round of 32, and they might do. Livramento should have played that back to Ryan there, but I think he's didn't expect to have the ball. Lanini, Arcanjo back to Lanini, Duarte. Yeah, it should have been played through. I think they're going to have to try something else now. Arcanjo, Kevin Lanini. Now Duarte playing between each other. Livramento turns but can't get away from Jimenez. And Rocher will clear it. It was a mistake there from Uruguay, but it wasn't capitalised on by Cabo Verde. And now it could be Uruguay who take advantage of them. Not with that passing. It's just not been great for anyone who's tried to attack Cabo Verde. They just can't seem to get the pass. I don't really know why. Oliveira. Presumably this will be a half with no injury time. It's been quite, it felt like one of those where it's just been, you know, the teams can't separate each other. They can't really keep the ball away from each other. I think Cabo Verde had slightly more possession, but neither of them incredibly attacking, which is interesting. I wouldn't be shocked if there's another 0-0 in the simulation at least. Just with the lack of, you know, urgency from both sides. That probably will ring up half-time there. There's absolutely no injury time to be had because there's not been really any stoppages. And it's another team that are struggling with Vozinha and Cabo Verde as a whole. Darasqueta has been the better player in terms of attack, had an opportunity, but Uruguay can't seem to break through. 0-0 at the break, which is another good scoreline for the underdogs, but for Uruguay, they want a little bit more. But it's just that possession that Cabo Verde seem to keep a hold of, and they're not allowing players, at least on many occasions, to have the ball back. And it's smart, but it's going to need to lead to a goal at some point, or they're going to go out the tournament with a 0-0 goal difference and probably 3 points at this rate if they draw against Saudi Arabia as well. Still 45 minutes to go in this one, however, so I'm not writing either team off yet. 67-33 in terms of possession in favour of Cabo Verde. They've done nothing with it again, but it's quite funny to watch. 2 shots to none for Uruguay with 0.3 expected goals to 0.0. Well, 0.0. The efforts, of course, from Darasqueta and Jimenez, the key ones from that half. Taking a look at the stats at the half. It is Wagner Pina who has kept that left side on lock. 7.3 so far for him. 7.1 for Ryan Mendes. Lanini and Duarte obviously know each other well to play the ball in between each other, but it's not been much more than that. There's not been much to show for that. Vozinha only a 6.6 despite making 2 saves. The social media superstar. I know we've got Tim Payne for that, and he'll be referred to as well. but Vizinha's taken over the throne. I think he's got more followers than Tim Payne now as well. Yeah, Arcanjo, Costa, Cabral, Livramento, just not enough. And Livramento especially had that opportunity to slide it back through to Ryan Mendes. Is it Ryan Mendes? It is Ryan Mendes. Could have played it back through, but didn't see the pass and didn't make it in time. It might have been 1-0 Cabo Verde. On the other side of things, if your best player is Manuel Ugarte, you might need to review yourselves here, Uruguay. Nothing against the man, but it's Manuel Ugarte. 7 rating for him so far. Matias Oliveira, 6.9. Valverde, wholly underwhelming for what he can bring to the stage, and everyone else has just not been much better either. It's been a lot of midfield battling with not a lot of opportunities from either side. Nothing for Sergio Roche to save because Cabo Verde haven't even had an effort, let alone an effort off target or a shot in any capacity. Varela, I thought he'd actually done alright that half, but maybe I'm just tripping. Darwin Nunez, isolated up top and unable to score. Well, he's unable to score anyway, but he's not even had the shot to, prove us that he can't score. So, I don't know. No changes at the break, but there's going to need to be some urgency from one team or another here if they're to get the 3 points. If they're happy with a point each, more power to them. But if you're Cabo Verde especially, you might want to try and somehow smash and grab this one. However, we'll go to the second half and see if there's any separating the sides.
So back underway, and surely there's more to come in this game.
Surely there is more to come in this game, Mr. Commentator. Hopefully there's something to come in this game. I'm wondering at the break if there's been a bit more conversation, a bit more, urgency now going to be occurring in Uruguay's play. Probably not. Ugarte is very good at passing backwards, and that's about it. But that, I think, is just testament to the shape of Cabo Verde. They're not letting the favourites through, and that's how they need to play this. But they also need to find a way through themselves, and it's not going to be easy because obviously the quality is in favour of the South American side. Valverde tearing forward now, does find it out wide to Facundo Pellistri, takes it down Varela. Valverde tries to make a move through, but it's closed down. That's what I mean. Anytime you try and make a move through, there is a Cabo Verde player there to prevent it, and that's what I mean by the shape. The shape is really well done from the underdogs here. On a side note, I'll be so glad when we get to the knockout rounds. It's only 3 games per day in the round of 32, and then obviously as the tournament progresses, it's less and less games, more and more gaps, less and less pressure. The group stage is really what's going to make or break this World Cup prediction series, because my God, it's been hard to try and keep up with this 2 days before kickoff schedule. We're going to do it, we're going to get close anyway if we don't do it. I'm going to go count what match this is, because it feels like we're very deep into the tournament now. I actually don't know where we're at. So bear with me while an attack potentially happens on the screen. I believe this is match, and I could be wrong off the count here, but looking at it, this is match 39 of 104. So we are powering through, we are steaming through these matches. By the end of the day, I'm hoping to get to 44 done, and then once I record 4 tomorrow, that'll be 48 done, and that would obviously complete match day 2, because it's 24 matches per match day. So, or match week, I guess. It really depends on how you want to generalise it. So that was my plan. Whether it sticks through today or whether I actually go outside and do something else is a different matter. It is raining today, so there's not really much I can do. But I might clean around the house a little bit. I don't know. I'll maybe do 3, take a break, and do another 3. But the games tonight in real life, as this is getting recorded, are Czechia, South Africa. I know that one for sure. Switzerland and Bosnia, Canada and Qatar, and Mexico and South Korea. And the other one that really grabs me out of all of them is Mexico and South Korea, and that's the one that's at 2 AM. So I'm okay probably to record for the other few. And we predicted them anyway. I've done the prediction part for those. So I mean, it's not like I'm not doing my part.
Duarte. Telmo Arcanjo. This might get them in front.
There's just not, again, it's one of those where there's not a lot to talk about.
Brian Rodriguez. Oliveira. Ugarte.
Just kind of chilling until there's an attack, if there's an attack. Under 30 minutes to go.
Manuel Ugarte.
If you're Uruguay, you're thinking, get on with it.
And Rochet with it. Ronald Araujo.
If you're Cabo Verde, you're happy, but you obviously need to beat Saudi Arabia if you're going to try and hold it like this against Uruguay. Which is not out of the question entirely, but I don't know, Livramento, just go forward. To be fair, he did go forward. It was great covering from Ronald Araujo. Uruguay may be facing the same fate as Spain here. Jesus Christ, Oliveira has a poor pass. Changes to be made. Will he make an impact for Uruguay? You would hope so. Pelistri coming off for Araujo. Cabo Verde also making a change. Kevin Lanini coming off for another Duarte. So we've got two Duartes now. Laros Duarte and Deroy Duarte in the midfield. There needs to be a push from somebody here if they're going to get the 3 points. But I'm going to be honest with you. I said it earlier as well before half-time. I'm smelling another 0-0. They're just not. They're not passing it forward enough. Araujo, Valverde, they'll probably turn back and then pass it backwards. Yeah, it's just not enough. They need to progress the ball here. Somebody needs to progress the ball, and you'd be looking at Valverde to be the one to do it. But he apparently just wants to pass it fucking backwards around in a circle, which is fair enough. But like, at some point, you're going to need a goal if you want to avoid embarrassment.
Araujo. Now Matias Oliveira.
I had a feeling it would kind of pan out like this. I was hoping Uruguay would score just to, you know, just so there'd be a goal. Or hell, Cabo Verde get a goal, make it even more interesting for the simulation group. But I don't think that's going to happen. I know there's mistakes on both sides, but nobody's capitalising on them enough. Because now Cabo Verde got the ball. They're probably not going backwards as well. Semedo will turn this around and go to the left back. Yeah. It's starting to get predictable. It's starting to get a bit predictable with some of these.
Chance to run at them.
Just push the ball forwards. Don't turn backwards. Just go forwards. I beg. Pina to Duarte. Back to Pina. They'll probably end up going backwards again. No, inside to Arcanjo. Well, hold on here. Oh, well, there you go. See what I mean? Now they'll pass it backwards. It's just I don't know how many 0-0s I can sit through, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm being honest with you. Especially when one team is far superior to the other, like Uruguay is to Cabo Verde. I was shocked at the Spain one. This again would also obviously be shocking, but I know that they could get a goal, and I don't know why they're not pushing as much as they could. Valverde's playing it all the way back to Jimenez, for fuck's sake. Just, oh my god, this is pain. This is actual pain. And then Ugarte fucks up the pass, and then they'll go and do the same thing. Oh, it's like, have you ever heard the fucking quote where it's like, just, I can't remember the quote. Bear with me.
Telmo Arcanjo.
Something about repeating the same thing over and over again. I can't remember the exact quote. What I do know is that Cabo Verde could be through here if they wanted to be, but Oliveira, that's actually really good defending. I don't believe there's been any efforts since the early ones. Let's play it through. Okay, maybe we'll let us swazzen it, Valverde. You've got a brain, I assume. Ugarte's got a knock, presuming he'll be off here. He is coming off for Bentancur. Livramento making way as well. Number 21 coming on for Cabo Verde. Da Costa. And there's 8 minutes for absolutely nothing to happen here. Because nobody's going to score, let's be fucking 100%. It's going to be another 0-0. Cabo Verde have come in and decided to be boring as fuck. Which I respect, because at least it's getting them points on the board.
Well, nicely cut out.
It's going to be so funny looking at the... if I ever finally do the spreadsheet groups, it's so funny looking at it. As Cabo Verde's got 2 draws, no goals scored, no goals conceded. That is unless Uruguay want to play the ball forwards rather than backwards. Which I wouldn't bet on, to be honest. Either that or Cabo Verde capitalise on one of the many mistakes Uruguay are making.
Here's Valverde.
I don't mean to yawn, but like, how can you not? When this is the simulation that's occurring on your screen. I don't even know if there'll be any second half stoppage time. Just stop passing it backwards. Have a bit of adventure, for fuck's sake. It's nearly the end of the game.
Ronald Araujo. And a tidy challenge.
Jesus Christ. Cabo Verde are really going to do it again. I'm going to predict a masterclass again. Watch this space. It's going to happen again in real life. It'll be another 0-0. I predicted 2-0 Uruguay, but that was before I realised Cabo Verde were the most boring team alive. With the most incredible goalkeeper. So, who the fuck knows? I should have gone for 0-0 again, but I've locked in 2-0 now. It's one of the shortest prediction videos, just purely because nothing has happened. Do they know that they need to win the football match, or they just start padding passes here? There's not going to be another attack, is there? Well, it's 0-0 again, boys. Are they going to go forward? Oh, of course they're not. Well, they might. No, they won't.
Well, they still have designs on the win.
That might be up there with Japan and Tunisia, you know. That's one of the absolute worst simulations I've had to sit through, but at least it was a little bit quicker. It felt a little bit quicker anyway. Cabo Verde once again taking points off the big boys of the group. They held Spain to a 0-0, and now they've held Uruguay to a 0-0. And I'm just wondering, they need to score a goal if they're going to get through though, but can they get through as one of the 8 third place teams? I don't really know how to commentate a 0-0. I'm starting to realise that it's difficult. It's very, very difficult when they just pass it around in circles and make no attempt to attack. I don't even think they've had a shot in these simulations, Cabo Verde, and they've got 2 points. I don't think they've had an attempt on goal. It's silly, but it's also quite funny. It's hard to try and commentate on, but it's funny to look at, I guess. I mean, if you guys are entertained, I'm entertained too. Alright. 54-46 in terms of possession in favour of Cabo Verde. 2 shots to none, obviously. Uruguay had those efforts in the first half, and those are the only efforts of the whole match, apparently. 0.3 to 0.0 in terms of expected goals. Like I said, if you go back and watch the Spain-Cabo Verde match, I genuinely don't think Cabo Verde have had a shot this tournament, and they are also not bottom of the group, which is mad, in my opinion. But then again, it's quite funny, I guess, when you look at it. I don't want to sit through Cabo Verde versus Saudi Arabia because I'm just gonna get the same thing again. Is there a way I could just skip some of these matches because I know the result already? 7.3 for Wagner Pina. He was man of the match for the most boring team to ever grace the World Cup. Leroy Duarte, 7.1. How many passes did they make in the end? 59, which is actually not the worst. Mendes could have the opportunity in the first half had Livramento found them, but not to be. Or was it the second half? I think it was the first half. Lanini was alright, 50 passes. Duarte only 13 passes when he came on, which is a bit low for a CTM. There's not really a problem with the passes. It's the fact that they led to nothing. Bazinha, 2 shots, 2 saves, another clean sheet for one of the cult heroes of the World Cup. Let's be real. Logan Costa as well. Livramento. Yeah, if you're up front for this side, you might as well just come back and join the passing party. To be honest, there's not really much you can really accomplish I didn't even check the Uruguay side of things. I forgot to do that. I was just so shocked that it's another 0-0. And that Matias Oliveira gets man of the match for Uruguay 7.4. Ugarte 7.2. Everyone else. It was just a shit match, wasn't it? Let's just put it as it is. It was a shit match. And there was nothing from anyone that could change that. Could change my opinion on that. Yeah, nothing happened. So it was about half an hour of nothing. It was very boring, very dry, and I don't really know how else to say it without being harsh, but it was fucking boring. No shots for Sergio Rocher to save because Cabo Verde haven't put an effort at all this tournament, and they've got 2 points out of it. It's one way of getting points, but if they're going to get through, they're going to have to score at least one past Saudi Arabia and hope that the goal difference is enough. In fact, if they beat Saudi Arabia, they'll have enough points. So they will need to score a goal if they want to get through. They have to have a shot. And they haven't done any of that yet. And I can't believe that Uruguay have fallen straight into the same trap Spain did. But that is going to wrap up another predictions. It's up there for one of the worst games that we've simulated. There's a few that are in contention, and they're not even all 0-0s, to be honest. There's a couple of 1-0s that have been rubbish. But the ones that come to my head, Tunisia, Japan, Bosnia and Switzerland, Czechia and anyone. There's been a couple of shitters, but I suppose that's half the fun of it. I guess. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this one between Cabo Verde and Uruguay. I don't know how you have enjoyed it. Maybe with a beverage or two. I wouldn't blame you to get you through this. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Take care, and I'll see you for the next one. Enjoy the World Cup as well, of course.